Good afternoon. Yes, here at Leeds train station there's been an ASLEF picket line. That's the train drivers union with over 21,000 members. Their main dispute is over pay and wanting a pay increase that goes in line with inflation to keep up with the cost of living. I'm joined now by Nigel Roebuck. He is the district officer for ASLEF. Thank you for speaking to us, Nigel. We've heard from Liz Truss this afternoon. She's called unions militant, and she said that they are, she's criticised them. What do you think to the comments that she's made?
Well, I have heard myself that there's some new soundbite, anti-growth coalition or something. I'm not overly sure what that's got to do with striking train drivers, but it's just another soundbite. And what we are hearing a lot in this industry is soundbites from people saying we need to get round the table and sort this dispute out. Well, we need to move on from the soundbites and actually get round the table, release the companies to do the talks with the trade unions, and let's get our members a pay rise.
And she said that unions are enemies of enterprise as well. What's your take on that?
As I say, it's absolutely nothing to do with the dispute we've got today. She's entitled to say what she wants to say because she's the Prime Minister at the end of the day. This is about working people that need a pay rise, that haven't had a pay rise for 3 years, that are seeing their wages stagnate and go backwards in real terms. 2 years we didn't take a pay rise through a pandemic where these people worked on the front line, took the risks back to the family. We're now in year 3, no pay rise. We need to move forward and get the money into our people's wages.
What would you say, though, to people who say train drivers are on a really good wage? It's an average of £51,000 that they get a year. They get paid a lot more than public sector workers. What would you say to that?
Well, it's the going rate for the job. At the end of the day, that is the rate for the job. That's the market. And at the end of the day, whether it's not a race to the bottom. And at the end of the day, our people, their cost of living, their bills, their interest rates are going up, same as everybody else's, their mortgages, and at the end of the day, regardless of the salary, it's not about saying, well, because you're on a high salary, you can have a lower percent pay rise, because that doesn't necessarily mean that the lowest paid in society that probably deserve the pay rise even more are going to get a higher pay rise. It's not a race to the bottom. It's about working people, standing together with working people in a cost of living crisis.
These strikes have been going on since the summer. Obviously, passengers are tremendously inconvenienced. People can't get to work. People can't go about their daily lives. What kind of response have you been getting from the public, and what would you say to them?
Well, first of all, let's be clear, nobody wants to take strike action. We're not a trade union that takes strike action. Most of the members that have been on strike today, you've just seen in big numbers here today. It's been over 20 years since we took strike action. Unfortunately, people will be inconvenienced, but I think in general the support from the public has been really good, because they understand that it's working people standing with working people, and the majority of people that commute on the trains are working people. They're obviously struggling in a cost of living crisis too, so there is that level of understanding, absolutely.
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you for sharing with us there. So that's the views of Nigel Roebuck, the district officer for ASLEF, there on his take on the strikes and why they're happening.
Anna, thank you.